Katie here from the Scrappy Sisters, and I am up today with my next DIY advent calendar tutorial for Jess's advent calendar. Today I totally scrap lifted and took inspiration from Ali Edwards, who I think a few years ago made this tree for December Daily. At least I'm pretty sure it was Ali Edwards. It comes up everywhere when you search December Daily, which of course Ali Edwards was the founder of. And so what I am doing is making a Christmas tree out of wood veneer. So Christmas themed wood veneer in this case, and I really love the way that it turned out. So I have got these thick pieces of cardboard that I got in a package when I bought some page protectors, and I'm actually mounting some pattern paper onto the front of this. Jess will need to put some pattern paper on the back of her choice, but I thought I'll put some pattern paper on the front. I want this to be, I guess, an insert into her album, but I wanted it to be a bit stronger than something that uses just a piece of cardstock on its own, because I thought that would be a bit too flimsy and wouldn't hold up over the years. So what I've done is I've mounted the paper, and yeah, that will make it much stronger. I'm going to let Jess put the holes in it because she's got a new album this year and I don't know if the holes are universal. So I'm not punching any holes in the side, but she can do that when she gets this. So you can see here I've gone through my Christmas wood veneer and I'm kind of lining up what I would like my Christmas tree to sort of look like. And just playing around with placement, moving things around. This was a super quick layout to do. Obviously, I did go through my Christmas wood veneer, so I knew what I had and what I wanted to work out. And the thing that took the longest was probably just getting the placement right and fiddling around. I do also add some little tiny hearts into some of the gaps. So I needed to add some hearts or something down the bottom beside the Merry Christmas to make it fit, you know, along width-wise, and make the tree balanced and even. So I add those two little hearts, and then I go through and I pull out some other little hearts and kind of fill in some of the gaps. I just thought the hearts were super cute and a cute sentiment, you know, for Christmas. So you can see me here, I'm going through my stash. I've got a whole range of different size hearts, some teeny tiny and others, you know, just tiny, right up to quite large ones. So you can see me there pulling out a few different ones, and it takes me a while. I move lots of things around and then stick everything down. And so, yeah, that is pretty much all there is to this. I was going to leave it and edit out a lot of this process once I'd kind of got the wood veneer placed, but if I did that, the video would have been about 3 minutes long, and I didn't know if that was too short. So I did leave the process in. There's also a particular bit at the end that takes me a bit longer, but I wanted to talk through that so you could see my thought process. So yeah, this is it. It's still only an 8-minute video or something. It still didn't take me very long, but this was certainly the time-consuming part, because once I had figured out where I wanted all of these little hearts to go, I just stuck everything down with wet glue, which I think I'm nearly ready for, actually. Yeah, and that's it. Super simple. So I don't know how many of you use Pinterest for December Daily if you're doing December Daily, but I assume that most of you probably do. And so I imagine a lot of you have already seen this this Christmas tree design all over Pinterest. So I'm sure this is nothing new for people, but I just wanted to show you, I guess, what I was doing and how I was doing it. And for me also, it was a good way to use up some of that Christmas wood veneer that I don't often use in December Daily layouts. Otherwise, it does get a little bit bulky, my albums. So it's nice to be able to include the wood veneer elements, but to, leave them on and off the page. So you can see me here. This is the bit that I wanted to leave in, because you can see my thought process while I'm looking. And in the end, actually, I called my partner in, who's quite creative, and asked him what he preferred, if he liked the red or the white bow at the top, because I wanted a pop of colour, and I thought that both of those options looked good. The white tied in with the star paper on the background, but the red I think just popped a little bit more, and my partner agreed, and he said, no, you should do the red. So we went with the red, and I hope Jess likes it, although she won't know that there was a white option unless she watches this process video. So when I stuck that red bow at the top, it actually needed a couple more of the hearts to go underneath. So I grabbed out a couple more hearts from my stash. I ended up doing a big one and a slightly smaller one, and it sort of balanced it out nicely, and I think it looked cute. Yeah, and then I'm really happy with that placement, so I stick everything down. So you can see here, I'm using my Tombow wet glue just to stick everything down. And as I'm doing this voiceover, it's the next day and everything is nicely stuck. Nothing's moving. It's looking all good. And I'm really loving how it looks actually upon reflection after a day. So I'm really happy with that. And again, here I'm just sticking it down, not using too much of the Tombow wet glue. You really don't need much, and it will stick well in my experience. I find I really like the Tombow glue actually, and I've been really happy with it in terms of sticking down anything really onto the surface. I find the Tombow works really well. So I'm just using my tweezers as well for just those really small love hearts. If I wasn't trying to position them in between other wood veneer that has lots of dimension, I wouldn't probably need the tweezers, but because I'm trying to position them in, awkward places, I did need to use the tweezers for a couple. So here you go, you can see here, just slowly working my way down. It doesn't really matter about placement, it's all an estimate, but just trying to keep it moderately where I put it, but just keeping it in line really, and filling all the little gaps in with the little love hearts. And it's as simple as that. It is such a super simple December daily prep to do beforehand. I know I've made this obviously in November, and my sister will be getting it in her December advent calendar, so it's not really beforehand for her. She will get it in the month of December. But for those who did do pre-prep, or you're thinking about how you might do your December daily for 2019, dare I say it, even though we're only in 2018 now, these pages are super simple to prep beforehand and didn't take that much time really. All up probably about 15 minutes or so. Once I'd pulled the wood veneer from my stash, that took the most time, figuring out where I'd stored my Christmas wood veneer. But once I found it, it was really a super simple process. And I really also find that the cardboard, adding that thick cardboard in, means that this page doesn't have to go in a page protector. And I like the different, texture that provides when you don't have all of your elements inside page protectors in your December daily album. So that's just me, but I really like that. So I'm sticking down the last few things now, and then this page is done. I did again think about adding some gold Heidi Swap Colour Shine, but the problem I find with wood veneer is the colour shine sort of soaks in and it looks a bit funny on the wood veneer, so I ended up leaving it. Jess obviously can add splatters if she would like to at a later date, but for the purpose of this, I have left it. So I'm going to show you some close-ups now, and we are done. That is that layout completely done, and another gift for Jess in her advent calendar. So we'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.